What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the pregame.
Okay, now, ladies.
Welcome to the pregame. Kayla here, and I am thrilled, not excited. I'm more than excited.
Yay.
I'm elated
Ooh.
for my guest today.
Good word.
Joining me today on the pregame, we have a true multi-hyphenate. She is a model, influencer, entrepreneur, and certified baddie. Joining me today, Tatiana Elizabeth. You may know her from America's Next Top Model, where she made waves with her stunning looks and unshakable confidence. But she didn't stop there. Tati is now the founder of Skin Buttr, a skincare brand that's all about luxury, self-love, and glowing from the inside out. I have some on today. Is it giving glow?
You're glowing.
Yeah?
Yes.
It's
You're not
giving
ashy.
sun-kissed. Period. Also very important to note, the queen, Beyonce, followed her.
Oh my gosh.
At one point, Beyonce was following her, y'all. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is like,
Beyonce knows I exist.
yeah, you're like the most famous guest I've had yet.
Oh, wow.
Holy moly. But beyond her resume, Tati is also someone I am just personally really in love with. I love her as my friend.
Oh, you're in love with me?
I am. I'm not afraid to tell my friends that I love them. But she's a real one. She's a woman who shows up for her friends, holds you accountable, encourages you when you need it most, and celebrates other women without zero hesitation. I genuinely love that about her. She's a true girl's girl in every sense, and I feel very lucky to call her friend.
I'm so shy now.
Please,
Wow.
today we're talking about your journey, honey, from single motherhood and building a brand to navigating the beauty industry and redefining success on her own terms. So grab a drink, because we're getting into things with Tatiana Elizabeth. Yeah, we have a live studio audience here as well. Guys, clap, clap. Yep. Yeah.
Wow, that was such an intro. And
You
I
love?
feel like you need to like pour into me a little bit more frequently.
How do we do it? Like what
I
is
know.
our bi-weekly calls?
Just kidding. Yeah, no, we do have bi-weekly calls.
Tell them about that. Actually, Tati had this great idea the other day that we need to check in with each other every
Other week.
other week
Yeah.
to hold each other accountable, to make sure we're on top of our business.
Have
and
we
our
done
brands.
it yet?
We've checked in.
We did the first one.
We checked in. Were we doing the work part? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, we checked in. We
It's a
actually
start.
checked in.
We did.
Cheers to that.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers to holding your friends accountable.
Period, honey. Also, tell the people what we're drinking. This is the pregame. You have to have a signature cocktail. And what's your sig?
My signature cocktail is a mojito with no sugar. I prefer it with tequila, but this tastes like rum.
Mine, I think, has rum and tequila in it at this point.
Oh.
You know how I get down, girl.
It's just pregame.
Yeah. If we gonna drink, we gonna drink. You know what I'm saying? Also, the sun is down. I don't think I've ever filmed. That's a lie. I was gonna say I haven't filmed a podcast episode this late in the night.
It's not that late. It's like 6.
Yeah, but
7.
I'm feeling frisky, y'all.
Oh.
Today we're filming from New York City, which I feel very...
Welcome to New York.
Yes! The very Sex in the City vibes. We're in
You
our
have your little
PJs.
robe on.
Yes, we're overlooking the Hudson. The
Yeah.
sun is setting.
It's very...
I feel like Carrie Bradshaw. Okay, let's jump into things. First quarter, catch up and yap. I had this great idea that we should play a little icebreaker game.
Okay.
It's called Who's More Likely To. So I'm going to give you a scenario, and then we're going to decide who is more likely to do this.
Okay.
Tati or Kayla. Who is more likely to ghost someone and then regret it?
Kayla.
Kayla, for sure.
Kayla.
You're a ghoster, huh? Or I'm the ghoster?
You're a ghoster, but yeah, you're the ghoster.
But do I regret it, though?
Yes.
Really?
Sometimes.
I don't ever regret
No, I don't
ghosting
think-
anyone that I... No. I don't regret it, but I will ghost someone.
You will ghost someone. Yeah, maybe me then, because I will regret it. I'll be like, aw.
And then respond.
No, not too much.
Okay. Well, I feel like I'll take that one. Fine. That's me. Kayla.
That's Kayla.
Who would start a new business on impulse and actually make it work?
Both of us.
Yeah, literally. Podcast.
We're sitting here on the
How
on the
did
couch.
we get here?
How did we get here?
Girl, the
We'll
amount
have
of
to talk-
calls that me and Tati have, like,
It's
we
like-
probably needed a hug, but we started a podcast. Like, quite
We should have
actually.
just started a podcast together.
Together.
Called Two Peas in a Pod.
Oh my. I think that already exists, but
Oh.
we could do like two black eyed peas in a pod. Oh, I'm onto something creative. Come on, the merch. Can you see it? Okay. Next one. Who's more likely to accidentally soft launch a man on IG? Tati, you.
What?
For sure you.
Accidentally?
I'm not accidentally posting nobody.
Me neither.
No, I think you are.
Probably me.
And I think too, like, you think that you be low key, like, oh, I'm on like a little vacation and I'm it's low, but it's like we know
Really?
that you're with a man. Yes, very much.
I think you know because you know.
No, I don't know. I just assume. But you can always tell about the vibes. You know,
Yeah, you can tell. You can tell because it's like, girl, where are the friends? Where are the girls?
Yeah,
you know, like
so many solo pictures.
You're posting the drink on the table, but nobody else is cheersing it.
So many dinners, nobody's there, just you.
Just dinners on the beach,
Walks on the water,
walks,
boat photos.
the solo walks.
Yeah, bitch.
Yeah.
Or anytime you're in the water and someone's filming from the sand,
Ooh,
it's a man.
dang, with the zoom in.
Yes.
Got a couple.
Not just you though. I do the same thing.
No, we know.
Who is more likely to date a man with no bed frame and still defend him?
Neither of us.
Absolutely
not.
Disgusting.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but you gotta.
Who even wrote that? Because that's disrespectful.
Yeah, I don't know.
No bed frame?
Yeah, like if your mattress is on the floor, gone are those days. There was a time where, that happened.
Yeah, like 10 years ago, we are grown. We are grown and sexy. Sex in the City. It's not giving that. You better have I hope you have a custom bed.
Yeah. Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Restoration hardware.
Like California King
Hello?
vibes on the floor. They don't put those on the floor.
Your towels in your bathroom better match the rugs.
Okay.
Hello?
It's giving interior designer.
I don't play them games.
It better smell like the Equinox up in here.
Literally. Who is more likely to block someone mid-convo just for the drama?
Kayla.
Tati.
No, I don't block people.
I don't ever block anyone.
Me neither. So
Really? You
neither of
don't?
us. I don't really block people.
Okay, who's more likely to do a dramatic sign-off and then still talk?
Me.
Okay, thank you.
Well, that wasn't the question.
I know, I just made it more specific to
Tatiana.
you.
No, you just made it. You just made it me. Like I'm losing this game. I don't like it.
Yeah, we should have done scoreboards. I don't
But
block
not gonna
people.
lie, when I do block people, I'll go to my laptop and see like if they texted anyway.
There's something about, I don't know if it's a Scorpio thing, but it's like, I need to see what you're gonna say.
Me too,
wanna
but that's why I
know.
look for my laptop after I block them.
Do you block people on socials?
No, I want you to see what I got going on. See
Right.
everything.
Literally.
See me on
In
that
HD.
beach. See that zoom in video and wonder who I'm with.
Exactly, same. I love this one. Who's more likely to have a man in their phone saved as do not text?
Both of us.
I have the list. I looked in my phone the other day.
Do not text.
Let me pull it up. Hold on.
Oh,
just so you can
God.
see. The list of do not text.
But does that mean you did something or they did something?
No, them. I don't do anything wrong.
Okay, princess.
Oh, actually, I correct myself.
do not answer.
It's waste of time.
Okay.
That's a favorite. So let's see. Do not answer. You're right. That's what it is.
Yeah, do not answer.
Oh, they must have made it out of the do not answer jail because it's not coming up anymore. Oh,
Who made it out?
shout out to him. To make it out of do not answer jail is impressive.
Cheers to that.
Hello. Cheers to that. Cheers to making it out. Free him. Free him. Who's more likely to have 12 Amazon packages arrive in one day and act confused?
You.
No. I don't even use Amazon. Do you have an Amazon fave, what is it, shop list?
No.
I know.
I don't really like those. I tried to do it, but I can't keep up with it. It's too much.
Are people making money off of that?
I think people make a lot of money off of it. I feel like when you post it frequently
Yeah.
and
Storefront.
the
Amazon
storefront. Yeah, I feel like when you post it frequently and that's what people know you for, you make a lot of money off of it.
Mm.
But I feel like a person like me or a person like you, it's like I feel like we're niched in like a different way, you know? And it's like you make like 30 cents off of something that's $20. It's like, damn,
Okay.
that's a whole lot of people that gotta make me some money to be putting a link every 5 seconds. I just feel like it's too salesy.
Yeah.
I don't wanna feel like I'm on QVC every time I open my Instagram app, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is more likely to cry in the club and still get the shot for IG?
You, for
Hell
sure.
Yeah.
Yes. You are
Big crybaby.
You are a big crybaby.
Seriously, I could cry at the drop of a dime. But
Also,
also,
girl
it's not
cried on her
always-
birthday.
Did I cry on my birthday?
Almost.
Oh my God, yeah. Because I couldn't find my second birthday outfit. Disgusting. Brat. Ew. Okay, but I will cry at the drop. But sometimes it's not just me, like my own personal stuff. I can cry about like someone else's. And sometimes it's a happy cry. Like what if we're bonding in the club and it's like a kiki happy moment?
Yeah.
Who's more likely to say, I'm in my soft era and then choose violence? You. Yeah. Yeah. That's me, all right. I just want people to know that I fight. I'm just kidding.
You don't fight.
I don't fight anymore, but I defend myself.
Yeah, you will
If I
defend
need to.
yourself.
And I will.
And I'm
win
proud of you for defending
every
yourself.
time.
Because you're very respectful.
Very. I don't start fights.
Yeah.
I finish them.
Finish them. crazy lady.
I don't condone violence, so seriously. But if you choose it. Who is more likely to plan a luxury solo trip and then end up booed up by day 2? I hadn't even gone on a solo trip before, so I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. I don't think that applies to us. I don't think men go on single find themselves trips though.
Do men go on single find themselves trips? Eat, pray, love?
Weird guys.
Fuck.
Yeah, no
We
men.
really need to try weird.
But then they're backpacking. I don't want no backpacker.
Like, I'm good
I
on
don't
that.
think that men at the Four Seasons are by themselves or at the Montage.
The bottom line is, where are the men going on the nice vacations? We want to know where you're going, okay? And I don't
Maybe
wanna
not
see-
tropical vacations.
No, but I want them to be tropical. And I don't want it to be a bachelor trip because that's, the vibes are weird.
I
to
can't wait
find.
for our bachelorettes.
I thought about it. Where do you want to go?
I don't know. I want to do like a tour. You know
Me
me.
too.
I'm
Multiple
like-
stops.
Multiple stops. It's like my husband is in for a ride.
But I think about my bachelor all the time too. And I think like the perfect combo is somewhere that's like calm and chill and relaxing with a splash of like Miami. But then also like, a little Cabo relaxation and a resort.
I think maybe like Miami Turks is like a cute.
Oh, right. Let's count. Let's get to counting the bread.
Or like if you were gonna do US, I feel like Miami Turks, maybe, or like an Ibiza, Mallorca vibe. Where it's like Mallorca, you get the culture, you get like the beauty, and Ibiza, you go crazy.
All I heard was do not be Tati's bridesmaid. All I heard was cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Like, isn't that the worst part though about being a bridesmaid? You have to pay for
I've never been a
everything.
bridesmaid.
Oh, girl, let me tell you. Because the bride picks, right? She's like, I want to go to Arizona. And you're like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Then you have to pay for the stupid resort on the, do they have rivers there? You have to pay for the resort.
Oh, the bride doesn't pay for it.
Not usually, unless she's wealthy. Because then
I can't
maybe.
wait to. Maybe you should be my best woman.
No, I opt out. What did you say? Mallorca? I don't even know where the fuck that is. Mallorca. Okay. Can't afford it. We're going, like I said, we're going to Miami. We got Miami.
We're not
We
going
got
to
Mallorca
Playa.
at home, baby. Okay. We got Mallorca at the crib.
He said Mallorca, playa.
Yeah. We're going to Playa, sweetie. You want some hookah?
Somebody hit up Vino.
You want some hookah? Okay. We got it. Talking about some Ibiza. All right, y'all. We catched up in yacht for quite a bit. It's time to move into the second quarter in the mix where we talk about a couple of trending topics. And according to the internet, it is a crash out summer, y'all. Crash out summer. I don't know if you saw the headlines recently, but
I did not.
Cardi B and Stefan Diggs.
I kind of stand, not gonna lie.
Me too.
I kind of stand.
I am eating.
It's like not my typical
up.
demographic that I stand.
Yeah.
But I said, ooh, okay.
There's something, it's just the right amount of
it's
spice. It's like, I could never do what y'all
I
doing.
can't do it.
But I love it for y'all.
I love it. Be
and I
yourself.
love it for her too. People
Yeah.
keep forgetting, I think Cardi B, is a rapper, right?
Yeah.
Cardi B is living a rapper lifestyle. She's on the boat
1000%.
with women shaking butt with her man clapping, spraying bottles. It's a music video.
Amen.
She's getting 550,011 flowers sent to her on a Tuesday.
Go off.
I love this life for her.
Go off, queen. Yeah.
But of course, the internet is going to do internet things, and everyone is up in arms because they feel like, I don't know, Cardi B's a politician. She literally like made one speech at the.
That should have never happened, first of all.
Don't
However,
It happened, and so now all of a sudden we feel like she can't
No.
live a life.
I don't think that makes any sense. I feel like you have to accept people as they are, and I
Yeah.
feel like you have to like let people be who they want to be. And Cardi B is a rapper from the Bronx,
Right.
and she's acting as such, and I think I stand.
Exactly.
Go
I think
off.
the one thing that I don't stand is Mr. Offset, who continues to insert himself into this conversation. I just think he has to learn when to, you know what I mean? Like, fall back, babes.
But the baby daddies are just miserable. That's what baby daddies do these days.
Well, let's talk about it. This is the thing. The most recent headline today, and I don't even know if it's true or not because he deleted his Twitter, so we can't even confirm or
He deleted
deny.
his Twitter.
He deleted his Twitter. We can't even confirm or deny. According to the streets, because you know I got my ear to the streets, y'all.
Girl.
Look, this is what happened. This is what happened. There has been this viral photo going around of Cardi and Offset's son, Wave, with his hair braided.
Oh, I briefly saw that.
Beautiful boy, beautiful baby. His hair looks so cute. Apparently, it's a matching hairstyle with Stefan. And so people are thinking that Cardi intentionally did this and it was premeditated. And then Offset decided to take Twitter and basically said something along the lines of, now, when somebody died for playing with my son and called me to crash out, I don't care how I look, trolling my kid is bad. So now, Now we're talking about murder in writing. Also, Offset, I don't know if you did intend to kill the man, why would you put it on Twitter? You know what I mean? Somebody help our fathers.
It's crazy out here.
Help our
honestly.
fathers. But this is my question for you. Is having a public relationship worth the potential headache of the internet? Because we are living in a time where if everything is accessible, nothing is private. Is it really worth the headache, or would you rather just protect your peace?
I think that for a person like Cardi B, granted I don't know her, but I just feel like from what she puts out there, I feel like to a degree it fuels her. Like the drama.
Yeah. It adds to the plot.
It adds to the plot. And I feel like that's kind of part of the point because if, I mean, for me personally, I couldn't handle it. I could not, I wouldn't even do it. If I did that in private, if I got my baby's hair braided like my new boyfriend, it would be in private. It would be like my own little key. I might like sneak and send a picture to my baby daddy and be like you know,
so
like if you know type vibe. I wouldn't personally put it on the internet.
Yeah.
However, I just feel like, they're doing it for the plot.
Right.
And I think that like the public is eating it up, but that's the point. Like, I feel like, I just hope she drops this album because all this press, we're all talking about her again. Girl, drop the music.
And
drop the music.
He made that point too. He was like, great rollout, great PR. Like, I get it. And honestly, bravo.
off. Yeah.
Because this is what the guys do, is it not? Is it not what they do though?
It is.
Literally.
It's exactly what they do. So I just feel like, drop the song. I mean, she posted a snippet, so.
I liked the snippet too.
It was cute.
Yeah.
It was like,
she was talking shit. I said, I can vibe with it.
I like it. I like the energy. Because at the end of the day, she's probably gone through a lot.
Absolutely.
As his baby mama, he's claiming to be broke. He wants spousal support, all this stuff. I can relate to that. It's like, you are the baby mama. You're making the money. You're doing all these things.
Yeah.
That's probably her little like gut punch back to him. That's probably all she can do. That's all, like, she's controlling what she can control. And I feel like, girl, in her own way, do I agree completely? Do I think it's the most like healthy thing? Absolutely not. However, it's just like, girl,
to each his own.
to each his own.
Everyone grieves differently.
Everyone grieves differently. Everyone grieves their situation differently, and like everyone reacts differently. I don't think that she's just being crazy.
Did we mention that you're a mom yet? Maybe we need to readdress this. You are a mother.
I'm a mother.
Tell us about your son.
Milo is 5. He's amazing. He's my bestie.
He's the cutest.
He's the cutest. He's
smartest.
Smartest.
His personality is hilarious.
He's funny. He's so shy around other people, but once he gets to know you, he's like a little lover boy.
Yeah.
He loves you. He's like, can we go back to Mexico with Kayla?
Oh my gosh. Okay, but navigating the space of being a mother and dating, at what point do you feel is an appropriate time to have your children around your new partner?
I don't know. It's easier when they're younger, not gonna lie.
Because they don't really know what's going on.
They don't know what's going on. And also too, like with me personally, I would like introduce like my past relationship. I introduced him like kind of as a friend. I would just have friends around. But if like once your kids hit 4 or 5 and they're like understanding everything, for me personally, it takes a minute. Kids understand vibes. They know what's going on. So for me, it would probably take like 6 months to a year. You have to have some type of commitment towards me. I mean, you definitely have to be my boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like damn near on the verge of like engagement, marriage type vibe, because that's like, as my child's my everything. So I'm not about to just play around and just be introducing people to my child, because like you have to have equal stake in this situation as I do.
And I think about too, like we laugh and we joke about Cardi going on live and telling Offset like, oh, I wish you would die, like die slow and think of me. What I think about instantly is like, dang, one day your kids are going to be able to Google this and see this and see, talk about your child's father. They're going to have questions about you guys' dynamic. And like you said, we don't know what she's going through.
Yeah.
She's probably hurting deeply, if I had to guess.
Yeah. And reacting deeply.
Do you ever feel that pressure though yourself? Like, okay, I can't be on the internet wilding out because I have a child that one day is going to see this.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't say anything on the internet.
Yeah.
People, like, no. I would never.
Because of your child.
Because my child, even around my child, I would never. I related to Kim Kardashian so much one time when she was like, I'll get in that car and I'll play Kanye. We all know everything that she was going through publicly. And like when she said that, I was like, damn, that's a real one right there. Because at the end of the day, your kids should never feel that. And I'm a product of a single mom, like
same,
like separated situation. So it's like, I would never want my child to feel the impact of me not being able to stand his father.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
I mean,
hopefully they'll be able to grow up and figure it out. But I feel like from the relationship standpoint alone, it's like, okay, girl, like get your groove back, have some fun, because it's a lot. She has 3 kids. Like, and I know for a fact, like having 3 kids, no matter how many nannies you have, no matter what, like those are your children. Like you physically go through something emotionally, like postpartum, all those things. She had to carry that load. She had to bear that load. So it's like, who knows what she went through behind closed doors. So however she's dealing with her pain and her hurt, it's not for us to judge. Like, so it's like,
Agreed.
Yeah, it's like, girl, get your groove back.
Agreed.
Go
And
get
to the
them
people
roses.
that are like, oh my gosh, he's no better than Offset. He's outside doing. She knows. I don't think that she's.
I don't
that
think she
delusional.
don't know.
The girls who know, you know the guys that are outside. You know the guys that are a fun time. You know the guys that are there for the vibes.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the season that she's in, and so I'm happy for her. But I do think that we got to protect our babies, keep the kiddos safe,
protect the kids.
When you get to talk about the kids, I think that's when you cross the line. So,
oh my goodness,
look, blessings to them, y'all, and post more. I want her to post more. I want to see
the dump.
more.
The dump went
the
crazy.
Dump had me gagged.
Somebody was in the comments said she threw it back so elegantly.
Oh my God. He said, why was it in HD cinematic? What's that sepia tone? I said, oh, this is a Steven Spielberg ass shaking film. What kind of camera y'all got on the boat? Damn. Moving on to our next topic in the mix. Skims, the ultimate pierced nipple bra. You might have saw the original one. It was the regular nipple bra, but now they dropped the pierced nipple. It's for a whopping $74.
Yeah.
The brand describes it as our sexiest bra gets even hotter with a faux nipple piercing designed so that you can get the ooh without the ouch. Basically, I wanted to talk about this because I personally, as someone who has had my nipples pierced, I take offense to this because I just feel like if you're not going to do it, you don't get to walk around acting like you did.
But how many people do you...
It's like, you want to have nipples? Cool. Get the nipples, get the hard nipple thing. Like, all of us kind of want to sometimes have the perky boobs with the hard nipples.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because, like, granted, I'm 33. My boobs are not sitting up quite as high as they used to. So I will give nipple, but it's going to give a little sag as well.
Like a under nipple.
Yeah, it's going to give... And they might be pointing different directions, honestly. So I get the whole, we want a perfect, perky,
you want the nipple
hard
in
nipple
the middle
aesthetic.
Okay.
Now, I think we have charted into ridiculous waters now, saying that you could just have pierced nipples without getting your nipples pierced.
Are there piercings removable?
They are. You can do one left, you can do one right. But I think that what was interesting to me, though, is that the fake nipple bra, they sold 250,000 initially when it dropped. Like, the wait list was crazy. There was all this hype. This pierced one, people are like, I think they might be protesting.
Oh, they don't like it.
They don't like it. Some of the commentary, my culture is not your costume. It's cheaper to just get them pierced, period. I'm just saying, if you're gonna do fake nipple rings, you might as well do a fake butt pad. You might do fake freckles. That's what I'm saying. Where do you draw the line? Because now when you get home and you get in the shower and you walk into that room, your man gonna be looking at you like, who is this?
I mean,
who are you? And what did you do with my nipple pierced, freckle face, big booty baby?
I don't know. I'm kind of impartial. Like, I'm indifferent. I think that, I don't know.
Would you wear it?
No, I wouldn't wear it, but I wouldn't wear the nipple bra either.
Why not the nipple bra?
Because I have nipples. I think that the nipple bra was like I got my boobs done. So I think that the nipple bra, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but I feel like it was pretty cool that they crossed into a space of where, say, for example, people who had cancer or had different things where they had to get their boobs removed, like they were able to feel back empowered by that.
Absolutely.
And I think that I don't know if it was intentional or not, but I thought that was really cool. I think the whole thing is ridiculous, but I just personally think that Kim is such a marketing genius because, like it or not, the fact that she thought to do that, produced it, put it out, I think that it's just such a game changer. And I think that if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I personally don't. I wouldn't wear either.
Like you said, she is a marketing genius. And I think she plays into the idea of like a woman is not a monolith. So like, yeah, one day I might be very demure and conservative and I wear turtlenecks and jeans to my ankles. And the next day, I want to go to the bar with my nips and my rings out. Yeah. So I do get it.
Yeah.
Like you said, would I wear it? No.
Yeah.
And to the girls that are wearing them, what I say to you is,
just get them pierced.
Woman up, shorty.
No, girl.
Go on down to the tattoo
too.
shop and stick them suckers in there.
You had both pierced?
Earn it. Yeah, I did. I
Same.
think, and this is really sad. I'm getting so old. I think that I did it twice.
I took mine out when I went to Top Model because I didn't want to ever like have a shirt on that would show my boobs and like them see it on TV and my mom and my dad see I had my nipples pierced.
I actually took my piercings out because same thing. I wanted to be more respected. I thought it was inappropriate for people to see that I had nipple rings in. Yeah. And I didn't really wear bras often. I still don't.
Yeah.
So I just felt like it was a little inappropriate. Well, speaking of Top Model, let's get into the third quarter, y'all. This quarter is called Ask the Chat. And I'm going to ask Tati a couple of questions. And since you already mentioned America's Next Top Model, we can start there.
Sure.
But I want you to take us back. What made you audition for this show?
So I did an audition. They DM'd me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Scattered.
I actually did audition, though, back maybe 3-4 years prior to me being DM'd. It was like a random town in Pennsylvania. Me and my dad drove there. It was raining. It was like so dramatic, but I don't think I got picked that time. But randomly on Instagram, like one of the casting directors messaged me. I thought it was fake. I thought it was a scam, but it wasn't. And yeah.
So what was the casting process like? Did you have to go and audition in person, or was it just immediately, we want you, come on the show?
No. So they're like on email, and then you have to go on a Zoom call and you have to answer all these questions. And then from the Zoom call, I think you go on another Zoom call. And then from there, they gave me a date and they were like, okay, cool. Make sure you're free for the next month and a half. We're going to take you to this location, and then you're going to have like the casting off camera. And then there's an on camera casting and all these like psych evaluations and everything like that. And then that's when you get put through to the show.
Okay, so when you're doing this casting process, I'm assuming it's like a typical casting, like, oh, take a photo and tell us about yourself?
No. So like it was like you went through extensive psychiatric evaluations. Like say, for example, all of the girls that they had come in, maybe it might have been 30 to 40 girls. We had a hotel. It was actually in the city, like, I don't know, the Meridian Hotel. And there were rooms like this where they had a psychologist in one, or whatever, a therapist, I don't know, whatever she was. Yeah. It was like you had to go and answer questions about your childhood. You had to take your initial like photo and things like that. But that was all off camera. You don't really see that. But I always say, I'm like, I think they did that to make sure, like to just try to like see who's gonna have conflict, or see like how you, like they ask questions like, okay, if Sally pushed Sammy, would you intervene? If Sally drank your water, what would you say? Like they're trying to see like what your reactions would be for reality TV. So it wasn't really modeling based in the beginning, or even on the show, to be honest, but it was more so like personality based of like, okay, how will you be in the house? What are you going to give us?
And how can we stir the pot?
Yes.
So my first experience with reality TV, obviously I did Special Forces, and there is a psych evaluation portion, and I was trying to figure out the same thing, like why do you guys need to know these things about me? I mean, my initial thought though was like, they want to make sure that you're not signing up to do something to like off yourself on national television. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for you guys,
I think it might be a little different. I think they were trying to make sure that you're crazy enough to do it, because they would ask questions like, they were trying to get things out of you. And I feel like from that point, then you go in a room where they do have cameras now. And I feel like the second the cameras were turned on, people would be like, my mom and my dad separated when I was 5, and then my dad moved to Kentucky. Like people were giving sob stories from the beginning, where it's like, I was just like,
okay, that's my next question then. Do you have any standout memories that were just like, oh my gosh, what did I get myself into?
The first moment of that, them closing the doors and saying, okay, guys, action, you guys can talk now, because you can't talk unless the cameras are on. So they
what? Sorry,
yes,
let's pause there. You can't talk unless the cameras are rolling, unless there's a red light saying we're rolling. So you have to sit in silence?
You have to sit in silence. You can be in a room full of 25 people, but you had to be quiet until they turn the cameras on.
How long was that silent period?
It would depend. So say, for example, like we're not the talent. We are, like we would have to wait for the host to come in. So, you know us, like now we're talent. So I might be a half hour late. I might be an hour late. And mind you, it's Law Roach, Rita Ora, Drew, he was like the head of Paper Magazine, and Rita would be late. Like we would have to wait like 45 minutes an hour. It like 2 hours sometimes. We're like in silence. Yeah, we couldn't talk.
Were there any other conditions that were questionable? Like were you guys like, were your living quarters good? Was the food
No, the living
good?
quarters were great. I think that we had that moment. I think this was a fun moment when we all like ran into the house and chose our rooms. Like that was pretty fun. My living quarters were great because some girls had bunk beds in the room, but I was like, no, me and my friend, like I made friends from the jump. I'm like, okay, we had our room. We had a king bed. She was on one side, I was on the other side. But the living quarters were nice. Yeah. Like it was like a nice, it was like in the Upper West Side of Manhattan. It was cute. It was like a nice townhouse. We had like a beauty room. It was nice. Like,
did you guys always feel that you were in like competition mode? Like when I did my show, it didn't feel like reality TV. Like it felt very much like a fully immersive experience. There was no like cut, action, okay, take break for crafty and fix your glam. Like, did you guys feel like you were really in a full competition at all times, or do you kind of like make friends and it's lighthearted? Or
I think that it more so felt like a reality show as far as like you're living in your reality, which happens to be a competition. But I feel like off camera, me and all the girls were cool. We would cook dinner together. We would chill. We had like a per diem where it's like we would order food. Like we had food menus, so we'd have to sit and decide together like what we're going to eat tonight and, you know, stuff like that. But I feel like just naturally you put 10 to 15 girls in a room, like there's going to be conflict. Somebody's going to leave hair in the shower and get annoyed over it. Somebody's going to put water on the floor and get annoyed over it. So I feel like for me, just because I already was modeling, it didn't really seem too much, like it didn't feel like a competition of modeling. It felt like, okay, the cards are gonna lay where they land. Like, you know, just go in, impress the judges. Every deliberation, like I might not have the best photo, but my outfit's eaten and Law seeing that, like, oh, that girl's a star type vibe, you know? So it's like, for me, I looked at it as like more of like a full-on experience of, okay, let me represent myself well on TV to be able to like get the fans, get the followers, get whatever. I didn't really look at it as like a competition as far as like modeling and the photos and stuff like that.
And how long is the experience?
So if you made it past the first initial point, once you're there, you're there. You can't leave. So I think it was like, might've been a month.
What do you mean you can't
leave?
So
if you get eliminated first, you can't leave. Like they put you in a separate hotel, but you still have to come to every like filming, taping, because top model fans were so crazy at the time that if they could figure out like, okay, wait, she's eliminated. She's back in her hometown. She's back posting. She's back doing whatever. So yeah, like you couldn't leave. Like once you're in, you're in.
Did they pay y'all?
They gave us a per diem. I think it was maybe like $250 a week.
Oh, hell no.
Nothing.
What?
Yeah.
You had to stay there for free. Y'all was in jail.
In jail. But I had Skin Buttr and
that's not prison?
No.
Talking about per diem.
Per diem.
They got you locked up.
Yeah,
they won't let you
locked
out.
up. And you could not leave. Like you couldn't leave. Yeah.
Interesting.
You couldn't leave
But you said you had Skin Buttr, so what do you mean?
I had Skin Buttr like up and running. So I already I had means of income of like hustling or whatever. Also, another thing that they did, your phone time, they would say, okay, guys, like at the end of the competition when the cameras are off, they would be like, okay, y'all have an hour on the phone tonight. It's 20 of y'all, divvy it up. They would do shit
on one phone?
On one phone. Yeah. They would do stuff.
What year is this?
It was 2017. 2016, actually.
And you was going for that?
Girl, what was I supposed to do?
I don't know. Protest.
I wanted to be on top.
I want to write a lecture. I wanted to be on top.
You
want to be on top?
Yeah.
Girl, damn.
Crazy.
So, but this is what I suspected, though.
Yeah.
You know, harsh conditions, giving them one phone.
But they would be like, okay, guys, you have an hour of phone time. And
so then what would y'all do? You had your $2 2-minute phone call. Hey, Mom.
Literally, you have to choose between your boyfriend or your mama. Yep.
Tati.
And then like that's where they get those moments of people banging on the door, like, you know what I mean? But they don't show that they tell you it's only an hour of phone time. They only show whoever like banging on the door, like, let me get the phone, it's my turn. Like because you think that it's like unlimited. Like, no.
Those confessional moments when y'all are on the phone, you literally only had 1 hour to call your loved ones. And you only had 1 hour a day.
It would depend. I feel like I said, I think that with Top Model, it's not scripted at all.
Yeah.
But I think that they put you in stressful situations. First of all, no matter what, you put 20 girls in a house with 18 beds and an hour worth of phone time. People from Texas, Tennessee, some are Trump supporters, some are it's going to be friction, but I feel like they watch and they see the friction. And granted, the cameras are... Like, it's not like Love Island where the cameras are implanted. It's like cameramen are always there. They have walkie-talkies. So, say, for example, there was a moment where me and someone got into an argument. We started going, like, I mean, you're always mic'd. You're always mic'd until bedtime. Yeah. So, if we start arguing, all you hear.
Footsteps.
You hear footsteps in the camera. It's like, dang, I can't even argue with my homegirl.
You got into an argument with someone?
Yeah. She left water on the floor and I left hair on the floor, but she didn't have any hair. And I'm like, girl, you don't understand the struggle of trying to like comb your hair. Like, I'm gonna clean it up. But I'm like, if you didn't leave water on the floor, the hair wouldn't stick to the floor. I could clean it up easier, but you're leaving water on the floor. Who's wrong? Me or her?
Why didn't she have no hair? She shaved it?
Yeah, she shaved it.
Not Tyra.
I don't remember.
Law was like, cut it off.
I don't remember.
You want to be on top? Go bald, babe.
Yeah, no, but she had a shaved head. So, but I'm like, if you don't put water on the floor, it's easy for me to clean my hair.
Do you mean like when she got out of the shower,
she would get out of the shower
Girl,
and she would
when I tell you
leave
that's my
water
biggest,
puddles on the floor
that is
and
a
then get
pet
mad at
peeve.
me for not wiping my hair. I'm like, wiping up dry hair versus wiping up wet hair is nasty.
Cheers me. Because let me tell you something, you inconsiderate human. When you get out of the shower, dry that ass off on top of the mat. What is the mat there for if you're gonna trail water? It's like a pond in the bathroom. What is the point?
And then I go in after and I comb my hair and then she comes back and like, why is there hair on the floor?
Yeah, and it's like your puddles are catching the hair. You're right. She was wrong.
She was wrong.
Exactly. Case closed.
Okay.
Next.
Next caller.
Okay, my question for you though is, do you think that reality TV helped or do you think that it hurt your modeling career?
I think that at that point in time, the industry was shifting to more social media based. So I feel like it helped. I went on there specifically because I knew it would help. As far as modeling, no one cares. No one cares. And I think that Top Model wasn't big enough for it to have a direct impact for casting directors to be like, oh my God, no, he was on that show. So I feel like I kind of had the perfect medium where it's like, if you know, it might be a bonus because like, oh my God, we're doing this campaign for L'Oreal and this is fire because people already recognize her. She has a following versus like maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago. It's like, oh my God, she's not a model. She's a reality TV star. I feel like that shift was already happening where people were like looking for people that are models, but also have a little bit of like a following. So for me, it helped, I think.
Do you think even if, say that you would have won the show or to the models that have won the show, did that impact their careers positively, like long term, or do you think it's kind of like it fizzles out?
I think it for sure fizzles out. That's why I'm like, honestly, not gonna lie, just me being a Leo and me liking to be like self-sustained, I'm happy I didn't win. Because if I won, I feel like all my successes would be attributed to the show and I don't feel like the show really truly sets you up for success. Yeah. They give you what, $100,000, which is you get game show taxes, you get so many taxes. The girl who won probably really walked away with $40,000 and it's like $40,000. Well,
you don't get a deal with an agency or no, one year contract?
Even with that, you get a deal with an agency, but you still have to work. And then at the end of the day, you get a commercial published. And you get $40,000. In the real modeling world, any real model knows, okay, say for example, the tea is, I booked a Rimmel campaign after the show, like through my agency, just random. The prize for the show was a Rimmel campaign. I got paid the same amount, probably, that the girl who won. But it's like your prize money was $100,000, but you're not getting paid for that campaign. I got paid for the campaign and I'm able to write it off in a different way. No game show tax, no nothing. So at the end of the day, I always look at it, I'm like, I won.
Okay, well, we have to transition into a little combo about your entrepreneurial mindset. You're a businesswoman.
This is my fave subject.
Yeah, and I admire this about you because what people don't know and understand is that transitioning from being a content creator, influencer, into being a business owner is not an easy one at all. And I think you make it look easy. A lot of girls make it look easy. That shit's hard.
It's very hard.
But talk to me first about what inspired you to create the brand Skin Buttr.
So I started Skin Buttr in like 2015, 2016.
Wow.
I was always into skincare. I was always into self-care and like taking my time and my showers and like making my own little concoctions and stuff like that. And I decided to go to school for aesthetics because I wanted to learn about skincare. I wanted to get facials, waxing, all the things. But I'm also very money oriented. And I'm like, if I can only do 5 facials in a day at $200 and I'm giving a salon 60 to 70% of that, how am I ever gonna get rich? So I'm like, you know what, let me create a product and start there and be able to like, you know, expand from there. So then Skin Buttr was created. The name literally just came to me out of nowhere. And I've just been doing it ever since. I mean, I've definitely had like pauses and breaks in between. I'm 100% self-funded, self-owned and stuff like that. So it's been like a long journey. But yeah, that's why I started it.
And tell the people too, specifically, what is Skin Buttr?
So Skin Buttr is a body care line of body butters and body scrubs. We used to have face stuff, but I feel like I kind of phased out of that. I want to focus on the body. We have a lot of new things coming up, like body serums and like lotions and stuff like that, because I really want to target just different concerns that people have just to I really want people to just glow from the inside out, like, you know? So I just feel like I want to encourage people to take better care of themselves, spend more time with themselves. It's a butter, so it's like harder. You have to like really spend time putting it on and doing it. That's very intentional. Like the scents are very intentional, like, you know? So I just want for people to just glow. And like, obviously the end result, it's fire. Like you look beautiful, you look moisturized, hydrated, glowing. And I think that just adds to your confidence. Like it all starts with skin first.
And people compliment me every time that I wear it. It's always like, what is that? You look so gorgeous. You're so tan. You're so glow.
Yeah.
Your product is actually really, really good. I get a lot of compliments on it.
Thank you.
So kudos to you.
I actually bought you some.
What's the biggest hurdle that you have faced transitioning from being a model influencer to entrepreneur?
Oof. I think their biggest hurdle, I haven't transitioned. I simultaneously do the three.
Man.
So I think that the biggest hurdle is trying to scale each one individually and give each one time and still have a life and still be a mom and still be a present friend, daughter, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's like, it's just hard to balance and manage all of the things. But what I'm finding, what I found recently is just like creating the plan and like creating the infrastructure behind each thing individually, not allowing myself to be overwhelmed is really helping a lot. And I feel like it sounds simple, but when you're multitasking so many things, it's so hard sometimes to sit back and like just simply do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does that look like literally?
Literally?
Scheduling or making a plan, yeah.
Quite literally, it looks like asking ChatGPT, hey, these are all the things that I have going on in my life right now. I'm feeling overwhelmed. With all of your history of everything that you know that I've asked you, I sent you the prompts where it's like, how can I optimize my time? How can I optimize my life? And quite literally, it'll give you a list out. And I feel like obviously it's on you to like individualize it and kind of personalize it. But I feel like creating an action plan and like creating dates that go along with it. Like I started to try to put myself more in the mind of a CEO, of like someone who's like delegating the responsibilities, because like obviously we don't work for anybody. So we do things at leisure. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't have time for this. But I'm like, girl, you sat on TikTok for 2 hours. Like you have time, you're just not using your time wisely. So now I'm just trying to be way more disciplined with myself and way more forward thinking with myself and what I do. And I found that so far, I've been doing it for like 2 weeks, but so far it's like helped a lot. Yeah.
I mean, I think it says a lot that you even have that mindset, because that's a huge struggle for me too, is being all of the things: the CEO, the talent, the creative, the editor, the freaking talent scout. I have to book people for the podcast, and then I have to come up with the content that I'm going to interview, and then I have to come up with the edits that I want for the cut downs for social media. You're wearing so many hats, and I think like social media does a really good job of glamorizing, right, this business. And it's like, oh no, it's really fun to be a girl boss.
Absolutely not.
But also it's so exhausting.
It's very exhausting.
And there is no blueprint. There's nobody, I mean, there's some successful
there
stories.
There are blueprints, but at the same time, I feel like when you're non-traditional and how you've come across certain things, or when you're working out of your passion and when you're not like traditionally like the business, like, you know, because like granted also too, I'm learning how to delegate out certain things because I can't do everything, but I do want to know a little bit about everything that I'm doing. So I feel like learning how to delegate it, that's a learned situation. I didn't come out the womb and figure out how to start a company and know how to hire people. Like you have to learn those things. And sometimes when you're trying to like actually run your business and make the money, you don't have the time to figure out, okay, how can I delegate responsibilities to these people, because I just know how to just do it myself and get it done, you know? So that's what I'm like trying to work on now.
I think that's a key point. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And
don't be
also,
afraid.
Like, there's no shame in feeling like I don't know how to do this.
Yeah. I've learned that the most successful people ask questions. Absolutely. And I will ask every single question. Like now, whether it's to my lawyer, whether it's to whoever, I will ask the question. I'm not afraid of sounding dumb, because at the end of the day, my accountant told me this one time, actually. He was like, you know what? You figured out, you know how to make the money. That's the hard part. Yeah. Like, you know, so don't be afraid of how something may sound or how something may come across, because at the end of the day, like you are who you are in your position. Like, don't feel weird. But I feel like that's something like, it's imposter syndrome that kind of can creep in to what we're doing. Cause it's like, damn, it's uncharted, it's unfamiliar, but we're grown. Like we're in our 30s now. So it's like, I can't be like, oh, it's just my little business that is like, no, baby, this is a big business. Yeah. Like you got to stand on it and be that person who has that big business. So,
and especially you look at people like Hailey Bieber, Kim Kardashian, who helps with Chloe's brand, Good American. Emma. Yeah. There are women that are out here that are doing it at a very high level. And they're no different than us.
They're no different.
They are no different.
The only difference is they decided to learn. They decided to put themselves in different environments. They decided to do the work. Like if I'm home and I'm by myself, I'll put on a podcast with her in it just to hear how she's speaking.
And thinking.
Thinking and like what she's saying, because she'll say the same things where it's like, oh, I'm just not afraid to look stupid. I'm not afraid to ask questions. And it's like, wow, okay, this person who is clearly like the brains behind so many of these multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar brands, it's like, she's literally saying, hey, girl,
right,
stop.
This is it.
Yeah, like, why do you have pride? Like, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm a millionaire. Like,
you know?
So I feel like, but it's knowledge, like, it's power in having the knowledge. And I feel like I've just been trying to, like, soak up as much knowledge and then, like, actually apply it, giving myself deadlines onto, like, applying my knowledge,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Huge fan of Skin Buttr. You guys have to go check it out. Add the Instagram page. Add them on. Do you got TikTok?
Yeah, we have a TikTok.
Okay, add them on TikTok, but more importantly, go buy the
Skin
product.
Buttr, no E.
Go buy the product. But you are obviously a businesswoman, but you are also a mom. And I want to tap into motherhood and identity just a little bit before we go into our fourth quarter.
Ooh.
I've had you here for a long time now.
Yeah.
Are you having fun?
I'm having a great time.
Okay, good.
This is so fun.
Okay, good. Well, okay, you are raising a son while building a brand, Skin Buttr, and also showing up online. How do you manage all of the different identities that you wear?
I think naturally, I just have like multiple personalities. And I think that they just pop out when they need to pop out. Like, like who I am as a mom is completely different as who I am. Not completely different, but it might be slightly different as who I am as a friend or who I am as a business person. And I have the confidence enough within myself to just be who I need to be. Like, it's just kind of automatic, not gonna lie. I feel like that's probably somewhat of my superpower.
Absolutely. Because when you say that, what I hear is I'm capable of compartmentalizing my day.
Yeah.
And that's not something that I'm good at all.
Really?
But I think that that's a quality that comes with motherhood.
Yeah.
Like, moms are really freaking good at having this really hard, long day at work and then coming home and turning that off.
No matter what.
It's
like, oh my God,
yeah.
Like,
literally.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what's happening.
And Milo could be crying in your lap and then you could put him to bed and then get on the phone with your supplier in China and handle business and lay the law down like, y'all 2 months late on my supply. What's going on? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, mothers are very, very good at that.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm not good at that. What's something that motherhood has taught you that entrepreneurship or modeling never could?
Grace. It's given me a heightened level of grace and empathy. I feel like I was generally an empathetic person, but seeing the world through my son's eyes, seeing the world through someone who is literally learning the world in real time, it's shown me, like, and this is going to be a crazy spinoff, but some people just literally don't know. So it's taught me grace, obviously for him, but just in the world of everything else. It's just taught me, like, grace for people, have a little bit more empathy for people, and just do what I need to do, stay on my path.
What's so interesting to me, too, is that we both come from a blended family. When did your parents split up?
They split up. They were married, but I think they split up when I was, like, maybe 2, 3.
Same. I think I was 1 or 2.
Aww.
And coming from a dynamic like that, because you love what you guys have created together, to the women that might be struggling with their relationships, with their former partners, father of their children.
Baby daddies.
But a harsh reality is that parents don't always get along, and I can definitely remember a time where mine didn't.
Yeah.
So how do you handle conflict while trying to co-parent?
Call my lawyer.
Oh, God.
I call my lawyer.
What have you... Also, outside of calling your lawyer, what do you do? Or what advice would you give to women that are trying to navigate that space? Because it's relatable. There's a lot of girls out here, Cardi B, who got her whole man on the internet crashing out every day. What would your advice be to even Cardi or to just any woman who's struggling with that dynamic of co-parenting?
I think my advice to anyone who's struggling through their co-parenting dynamic would be to just consider your child, consider yourself and your own mental health, your own mental stability, and just take a deep breath and understand that it's all going to pass. It's all going to be okay. It's just a moment. I feel like when you are dealing with something that has to do with your child, like as a mom, like my child is everything to me. I would like die for my kids. So it's like, it's hard to remove yourself from your emotions in a lot of those situations. But what I always remind myself is like, you know what? It's going to pass. as long as, obviously your child is in like a healthy environment, like, everything is okay. Any crash out on the end of the baby daddy trying to get to you, and like whatever the case is, it's like, it's going to pass. Like, you just have to hold your head high and move on with grace, because at the end of the day, like, that's just the era we're in, unfortunately. These baby daddies just be baby daddying. I feel like they're the new baby mamas. It's honestly quite crazy. And I think we've seen so many examples of it within like popular culture. And I think that, I don't know if I'm personally ready to like speak about it and talk about it like from my personal standpoint, but it's just crazy to see like the Haley Bailey thing and like the Cardi B, like, like it's like, why are these men crashing out going crazy? And I feel like the common thread is that the women have made a name for themselves. Women are not as dependent on the men to be the provider and the this and the that, and their egos are hurt. And it's like, it's hard enough to be a working mom, and it's like now you have to deal with someone who's trying to taint your image or your character and like just irritate you, So it's just a lot. I feel like you definitely have to go through the motions, but the number one advice I would give is that no matter what, you don't let it taint or touch your child. Like, even me, I will spell, and even that, I try not to I don't even have conversations around my child or in front of my child, like. But it, like, I'll try to manage my tone, because kids can read tone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they know.
And
like
energy, too.
And energy. They can read tone. They can read energy. So I feel like, just try to remove your kid from it. At the end of the day, we're all human. And it's human to be emotional and to react and to feel a way and want to talk about it and whatever. But I just feel like the biggest thing I would say is just hold your head up high, especially around your child, and know that it's going to pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The advice that I gave to a friend the other day too, and obviously I don't have children, but I put myself in the position of, being the child that was a result of a divorce. And I was just trying to tell my girlfriend basically, like, when you're a kid, all that you know is like, I love my mom and I love my dad.
Exactly.
I don't really know anything else. So the beef that y'all have going on really has nothing to do with your kid. And it only benefits them if you can keep them removed from it in all ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know it's probably hard. It's super challenging. I commend y'all, because I would be ready to crash out. I already know. But to your point, it does benefit you and your child in the long run to just keep the peace as much as you possibly can.
Yeah.
And to not ever really make it too clear that I don't really mess with bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really mess with bro.
Yeah.
Until you get to a certain age. Because I think when
it all passes. Like, at the end of the day, like, it's a long 18 years.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, it's like,
right now,
right now you might hate me. Right now you mad, you sad, you want to be here. Like, oh, mama, but like, you'll get over it eventually, and that's gonna be fine. That's gonna be okay. But like, right now in this moment, I feel like just as a woman, it's unfortunate that we have to regulate for everything and everyone. And I feel like I said, I feel like the tides have turned. Where back in the day, it was the crazy baby mama. She doing all this. Like, now it's like it be the crazy baby daddies. But it's like we have to regulate and like stand strong and just be the matriarchs of our families and make sure that the kid doesn't feel that. So
I completely agree.
Shout out to the single mamas.
Somebody got to stand up and do it, because these men,
who gonna be the boy?
This batch, who gonna be the boys? Okay, because this batch is tough.
Amen.
Okay, one more thing. We talked about this a little bit briefly, but we live in a time where everything really lives online. Do you ever think about the time where Milo is old enough to like Google his dad? Like, does that weigh heavy on you, and do you navigate the world very intentional because of that?
1000%. I think prior to Milo, just in general, I navigate how I come across online very intentionally, because I come from judgmental parents. Like, I've talked about this on my podcast. Like, I can't do too much without feeling the wrath of my parents being like, girl, that's not how we raised you. Ooh. So like, at the end of the day, I feel like that kind of keeps me in a certain parameter of like what I'm going to do, what I'm not going to do. I've blocked my dad before posting swimsuit pictures before. Like, so it's like, for me, that comes first and foremost. Like, who I am to my core, it's like, I know how to represent myself to people that don't know me, because I'm afraid almost of being perceived in certain ways, because, like, I think that everything isn't for everyone, but specifically and especially for Milo, I would never want him to see anything about me personally that isn't who he knows me to be as his mom.
What do you hope that he thinks or feels when he sees your name come up?
Ooh, I think I just want for him to know that, like, I work hard for him, that I love him so much, that he's just like the best. I feel like I want him to understand that, like, he's just such a loved person, like, by me, by my friends, by our family, like, But for me and my name, I want him to understand that, like, I've built all this off the strength of me, like off the strength of my ideas, off the strength of my back. And like anything that I've figured out, it's because I've figured it out. And I want him to have that same like understanding of life. Like, you can do it, you can figure it out. So yeah. Are you gonna cry?
That's good.
Freaking creep.
Oh my God. What? Yep. I hope he feels that way too. I hope he feels that way too. Okay, but look, I get emotional though, because offline, I know who you are and I know what you've been through. And I just don't think that it's fair. And it's not just you. I have so many girlfriends who just, in my opinion, are put through the ringer. Yeah. And it's not freaking fair. And then you have to wake up every day and be a mom. Yeah. And you have to provide and you have to care for. And that's overlooked. So I'm going to give you your flowers and just say that you're doing a really great job.
Thank you.
And that this season of your life might not be the easiest, but you're carrying it so well. You're doing it with your head high. You're still continuing to provide for you and your family. And you're making it look fucking good. Thanks, that's not an easy thing to do. And to continue to be an entrepreneur in a freaking world where it's like, yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It ebbs and it flows. Sometimes you feel very successful and on top of the world. Yeah. And then sometimes you feel like, what am I actually doing? Maybe I need to go back and get a 9-to-5.
No, literally. I was like, dang, if I had to get a job, what would I do and who would hire me with this gap in my resume?
Girl, just lie. I told you, we just need to start lying. Yeah. All right, girlies, it's time to transfer into the fourth quarter of the pregame, which means we've reached the end of the show. I know. You're sad to see us go. I know you don't want to leave.
Never.
Luckily, we're in our PJs. Are we going to have a sleepover?
We're going to go to dinner.
Outside.
On you.
Because the streets is calling me.
Ooh.
Yes.
We should go to a comedy show.
Do you guys know anybody?
I mean, we're in New York. We could literally go to 42nd Street and just go to a comedy show tonight.
Okay. I'm down. And let's get Black Eyed Pea tattoos. All right, y'all. We're transferring into the fourth quarter. This is called the game plan, where we give you a little advice for your day, your week, your month, your year, some encouraging words. I've written a little something. Wow. I was scrolling on the gram. I came across a meme that I liked. It spoke to me. It made me feel good. You guys know that I'm 33. I'm no breeding chicken anymore. I'm old. And this meme spoke to me because it was talking about women in their 30s. Have you seen the trend on TikTok too, where you do the slow-mo walk? Like women in their 30s.
I haven't seen that one.
Well, basically, it's a great time to be in your 30s, y'all. They're celebrating it. Everyone,
it's not that old.
Literally, I posted a TikTok with my sisters. Went viral right now. I think it has like 4 million views.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. You look good. Your legs look great.
Thank you so much. But I mean, like, I didn't realize I looked that good. People are in the comments like, she's 30. I said, well, damn. Did I say 50? Like, the new 30 is supposed to be the new 20, and they're acting like it's the old 50. I don't know what's going on. I'm a little confused by it.
Yeah, I think the same. I think just owning where you are in your life and knowing where you want to be in your life, and also just taking steps towards becoming that woman. You know, I think that a lot of things are internal, just spending intentional time with yourself. I feel the most whole when I know that I'm taking care of myself, like inside, outside, taking my supplements, doing my skincare, checking in with my friends, checking in with my family. Like, I feel like focus on all those things first, because there are some people that are so happy and so full and just like single by themselves. Absolutely. Like, you know, whatever. And there are some people that are in their marriages and happy. And, you know, I think you just need to do what you need to do for yourself. Map out your plan. I feel like I'm just in this era of just planning and delegating and figuring it all out. And I feel like that's kind of what my 30s have been about this year. It's just like refining everything down, planning it out, and then like taking action one by one, not really putting too much pressure on any one thing at a time.
I love that. Okay. Everybody's 30s are different. That's the cool thing too.
Yeah. Some of them are. Some people are getting married. Some
people have been married and they're on their like 4th kid.
Yeah.
Isn't that incredible?
But also too, I feel like one thing, it's like the life that we chose is a little different. Like, we're choosing a road that's a little less traveled, and we're like, say for example, we were talking about Tina Knowles earlier. Like, we were talking, like, even if you look at like some of the older, like not older, but like older than us, like actresses,
the matriarchs,
like like the matriarch, like Vivica Fox and this person and that person. Like, when you're working in your job and your love and something that you're genuinely like fueled by is working, like sometimes other things will take the back seat, and I think that that's completely fine. Like, you know, even with me, I have Milo. It's like dating isn't always my number one priority, but like I've come to terms and I've come to happiness with the fact that, you know what, I've built a multi-million-dollar brand and I have a son who's happy and I've done this and I've done that. I like my path and I'm confident in my path. So I feel like no matter what you're doing, you just have to find confidence in it and not even allow social media to even make you think for a second that you're not enough. Because
Absolutely. But I think too, conversations like this, spaces like this are important because it shows people that like, yeah, you're capable of being the outlier.
Yeah.
But you're also having a really great time doing
having
it.
a
Like more people, we see a lot of people were inundated with like the happy marriages and the happy moms and the happy families.
And I think that's beautiful.
Absolutely. But that's not everybody's story. That's not everybody's path. And
I think wherever you are in your life, enjoy it. That's my quote.
Literally.
Whatever you're doing, have fun.
Yes,
be good. Be
absolutely.
happy. Be kind.
Same.
Signing off.
Big purr. Not she's ending my own show for me. Well, thank you guys for listening to another episode of The Pregame with my girl Tati. I appreciate you sitting down with me, girl.
Thank you for having me.
As we said earlier, go support the brand. Yes. All things Skin Buttr. If you want to glow, you know where to go.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Love you, girl.
Love you too.